Good morning. Welcome to trading day, May 6th of Ikkura challenge. I'm wearing red. I wonder what that might imply. And across from me is Z. Shall we jump into it?
Yeah, your shirt looks very, very red today.
Yeah.
It's like a deep red. Do you think?
Deep.
So that signifies something interesting has happened.
It signifies, so I think the worst day that I felt was probably last week. I don't feel too shitty right now, but I feel pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me start off by estimating my net worth right now. So yesterday it was 4.244. Today, I think it'll be 3738.
Wow, that's very exact. Let's check it out.
Okay, I'll tell you what I did also. Loading. Okay. Not 3738. Better than I thought. 4.377.
Wow, that's a lot better. In fact, like zero change from yesterday.
Yeah, not much change.
But up from yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, so you did not have a bad day at all.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Like, I could have had a much better day, but I made it worse. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so I think what saved my behind was my Zoom call. It's still going up. It's the only thing that looks good in my whole portfolio. And I guess I made a bit on JD, made a bit on Baba. ConocoPhillips went down. But where I think I did something really dumb, but fortunately I got it at a decent price. That's why it's not so bad.
Got it.
What happened was, when I opened up my app last night, I saw that space had jumped like 5%.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm going to go buy puts on it right now. So I buy a put on it, 2 puts on it. And this morning I wake up and I see that it closed up 11%.
Wow. Well, it'll likely come down 10%, so just have to wait.
Well, let's see. So that's that. I tried to sell my JD calls because I realized this about 2-3 days ago, but I didn't do anything about it. Then I was like, oh shit, Ming, I better do something about it, which is that I didn't time my JD calls correctly for the earnings.
Really?
So
what did you do wrong?
So I thought earnings were May 8th.
Yeah.
I bought May 15th. Turns out that earnings is May 15th.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, JD reports earnings before the bell. I guess I've still never held options on the day of. So in your experience, it expires at the end of the day. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So technically I could still hold them, no problem. And like, I would still benefit from like the immediate news.
Yes.
Or suffer, either or. Okay, so it's not too big of a deal. But either way, like, I tried to sell 2 JD shares and buy further out. But yeah, so I'll say this is just, anyway, I won't, we can talk about it in discussion later. Over to you, Z.
All right. So I think that overall I've gone down a bit, and I believe I'm going to be down about 10%. I'm going to say just under $80 at $79 is my net worth. Let's take a look. My net worth is $58.60. Wow, this is a little bit surprising to me because I thought when I looked at Uber, I think my option does not reflect after hours pricing.
You'll be fine. Uber jumped, right?
Yeah. So it looks like during the whole day, my Uber option was just exactly stayed the same at 8 cents per option. But
yeah,
then I don't believe it reflects the 9% jump that Uber had after hours. So I think that I'll be okay on this one. At least I thought that would be applied to my account value. And then as well, my Walmart call went down quite a bit. Walmart dropped like almost 1.5%. And that's a little bit worrisome, but I'm just going to continue holding until we get closer to earnings. I also realized I bought this call with an expiration too early, Earnings is on the 19th, 18th or 19th, and I have it expiring on the 15th. So I'm hoping that it will
You
have,
did the same thing that I did.
yeah, I'm hoping that it will have some ramp up as it gets closer to earnings, but that's a small hope now, because typically it's the few days before earnings that it really starts to get that price bump. And then my SPY calls, both of them are, lost lots of money yesterday, 40%. So I was hoping my Uber call would even things out, but it doesn't seem to have applied yet.
Why did your SPY lose a lot of money? Is it theta, or is it because it went down a little bit only?
Yeah, SPY went down, let me look, not much. It went down about 1% yesterday in total. And my call, like my 320 call, just stayed the same at 4 cents. But my 310 call was down by 6 cents. So went from 15 cents to 9 cents in value. A lot of this, it's not really theta. Theta is eating away at 2 cents per day. So it's actually quite a lot. And it's only at 9 cents. So it really needs to turn around and go back the other way. Otherwise, every day it's just going to be 2 cents less. So that's quite a lot of money, actually. So at this point, it's wearing away like almost 20% of the value every single day. So it needs to make some moves in the right direction. Otherwise, it will be a very unhappy day for me tomorrow as well. We'll see if Uber really outperforms and I'm able to cash in a little bit on this. I think their earnings call is today, if I'm not wrong. And this is why we had that big bump. But there's also a whole bunch of negative press too. It's like Uber just laid off 3,700 people. So really, I'm not sure where this is going to go. I hope that I'm able to exit it.
That's really interesting. So are you noticing that the price tends to move quite dramatically, like leading up to earnings? I mean, that's what I've read in the textbook, but you've seen several now. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah. So to give you a good example of this is an option that I wish that I could have bought yesterday, which is Peloton.
Peloton, okay.
And I don't know if you've heard about this. This is the exercise bike that you ride at home, big screen. It's online, completely online exercise classes. It was already $1 billion company. And given the situation with the pandemic, a lot of people are now ordering these bikes and their online classes are getting even more popular. And so leading up to earnings, there's been a little bit of hype as well around them. And they jumped like maybe 20, 30% over the last month. And there was a lot of speculation about earnings coming up. And so the couple of days before earnings, it went up 10%. So I was looking to buy yesterday morning, but I couldn't buy, too expensive. And then they outperformed earnings dramatically, and so they got another 10% bump post-close. So that would have been a really, really nice bump on calls if I had been able to buy those.
Wow, that's really interesting. So what you're suggesting is that it was up 10% even before earnings.
Yeah, because the anticipation was they are one of the best companies in the pandemic environment to be able to continue to operate well. Like 100% their remote classes on remote machines, you are doing it completely from home. So there's like no chance that this virus impacts their business model. And so they're one of the most resilient companies. So they've been performing really well already, but the earnings shows that they are just going to kill it. I mean, like their quarter one is just like impressively good. I'm sure their quarter two will be amazing. We'll see. Of course, now that's priced in.
Alrighty. Well, that's all I have really. I mean, all I can say is that I'm feeling incredibly okay. So what I'm thinking right now is that after I bought the space put, I have about $800 left.
Yeah.
Now the question is, why the hell am I holding any cash right now? Like, what's the point? It's so boring.
Yeah.
I should. Like, I have 2 SPY puts and 2 space puts.
Yeah.
If all goes to hell, hopefully those will like print a little bit. So I'll have a little bit of buffer when I lose everything else.
Right. So here's my thought as well.
Tell me.
Number one, we're holding on to our options for way too long. We should hold on to them for one day, maybe two. It just doesn't feel very right that we're holding on for 2 weeks at a time. Like we're just allowing theta to decay our options to the point that they're worth nothing.
I actually disagree with you.
Okay.
Because when you hold your option for 1 day or 2 days,
Yeah.
you better get the direction right, man.
Oh, that's what I
So,
mean.
like-
Yeah, of course.
So, like, I got the direction for space wrong yesterday. I was planning to hold it for 1 day. I bought it and I already put a sell price.
Right.
I think that ideally, I guess a couple thoughts right now. It's like, okay, we're always net bullish unless something crazy happens. We build up maybe a quarter of our money, put it into puts
Yeah.
for any day. 3/4 bullish. Maybe you have some really strong conviction about some companies. I had a lot of conviction about Zoom back then. It's becoming a lot shakier, but I had a lot of conviction about them. Right now, it's tough. I think I have conviction about Walmart. I think I have conviction about JD for the next couple of months. So do I just put the rest into both of them? You know?
Well, if you can buy calls far enough in the future, then and you believe in the longer term prospects, then this is entirely possible.
Yeah. So that's what I have in mind right now. That's what I'm thinking. It's like they haven't received much press, really. I feel like it's one of those things where like I think there's already high expectation for Walmart,
Yeah.
but it could just surprise. It's always these like sleepers that just what boom.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what's going through my head right now. Basically, I'm bored. I don't want to just like do something big.
Yeah.
Like this Zoom call, because I put so much money into it, right? I bought it for $2,000.
Yeah.
Like little move, I'm saving my putt,
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think that I just got very, very, very unlucky with the Zoom timing. I bought the call and then the security leak came out.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
If I had bought after the security leak, a security issue, then it'd be doing a lot better.
Yeah.
So far out calls, I don't think they're that bad. But I don't know.
So I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
And this is, at what dollar value do I get to put another $100 in?
Do you want to just do $100 each time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But it needs to drop below a certain threshold, right? Right now I'm suffering. I can't do anything. I'm holding on to these few calls for the moment, but I can't really trade anything. Like yesterday, I'm like, I can't make this trade. I guess I could have if I sold everything. So it's a really big question mark for me. It's like, is it 99.9% down, so down to $10, or is it 99% down? Once you cross the $100 threshold, can you then buy in with another 100?
99% is fine. You can put another $100.
Okay, so then we mark it at the $100 threshold.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So if you dip below $100, you can put another 100 in.
Or as much as you want.
As much as I don't really want to put that much money in.
Right, but why couldn't you? I mean, like, at the end of the day, I guess we're looking at, you know what? Go ahead. I think that you should be able to put as much as you want in. It's like a cash game, poker, a cash game. If you want to put more in, go by all means.
So in that case, to win this contest, I just have to transfer 100K in, and I've won.
Obviously not. Like, that's not. Maybe there's a limit. There's a limit. Let's just say that the limit is another 10K. You can buy in. Like or maybe you're allowed like 3 buy-ins, max 10K each time.
Okay, so I'm fine with that. I absolutely will not put that much money in. I just don't want to risk like 10K until I'm better at playing options. But I would put in maximum 1,000 at this point.
Yeah, but how do we account for that
In the final score?
In the score. Final score is fine. If you put in another 1,000 and you hit 100 before I do, you win.
Right.
But I'm talking the daily like sort of swings, or like actually doesn't matter, right? If you add 1,000, you just add 1,000. That's fine. Like it doesn't affect the rate that you're down, does it?
No, it doesn't affect the percentages. It just affects the absolute value.
Okay, fine. So you could put in $1,000 tomorrow, and then you won't be 99% down. You'd be like 80% down.
Yes, but actually we should base it off of the amount put in. So then it's based off of, let's say I put $1,000 in, then it's based off of 11K. Like how?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how far down am I in total? You just.
Sorry, I didn't think about that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, do that. Yeah.
I'll make a little cheeky transfer, so that I can actually have something to talk about with you.
Please do.
Any companies you're looking at right now where earnings are coming up, or you're thinking about potentially doing something with them?
You know, it's very easy for me to get distracted over too many different companies. Like for consistency's sake, I don't know whether I'm just like buying my own, digging my own grave. But tonight, let's see how it looks. Looks to me like Walmart hasn't really moved too much. I want to buy more Walmart, and I want to buy more JD. I'm probably just gonna pump money into both of these.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Because the earnings are coming up very, very soon. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But at least like I had some type of like thesis. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I can keep my attention and focus on something. But so in macro terms, what's going on? So the states are opening up.
Yes.
And it sounds like coronavirus projections are increasing again.
Yes, as they must, right? But I don't think now people are just kind of taking a, what is that term? Laissez-faire attitude about things, which is, well, okay, people are going to die, but we're going to work. And I think it's an absolutely horrible mentality, and yet I get the allure of it. You know, people need to eat and work and do things. Obviously, it signifies in the US like a really broken system where you can't actually shut down for more than a month. Otherwise, people literally cannot eat or have any, there's no security when it comes to health or money. But there seems to be a huge amount of pressure from a lot of people to like get back to work and get back to doing things. Yeah, besides that, macro-wise, I think that'll be good for a few companies to finally get back, like actually back to work. This makes me think that positive sentiment, say for like McDonald's or Starbucks, is going to be pretty good because they can finally get back to serving people. So I may buy some Starbucks calls again, just because I also just enjoy Starbucks a lot. So, and then other companies, I haven't really thought through any particular ones I want to invest in. I think you're right with Walmart. Over their earnings, I think they will do very well.
Oh, you think so? Yeah. The other company that I think could be interesting to look at, Z, is so Activision Blizzard had a blowout, as you said. You know, and we talked about it yesterday. They had a really good quarter, I think. Have you tried buying options on stocks not listed in the US? I wonder whether that's possible. Can you? I should look at it.
I think it's possible, but depends on the platform, depends on the brokerage.
Okay, just because Tencent owns Epic Games, Fortnite.
Right.
If gaming is huge and gaming's going to continue to like be big over the next couple of months, then maybe Tencent. Maybe I'll look at Tencent. I should have, for some reason, I thought you couldn't buy options on a stock that was like, you know, on a different like exchange. Maybe let me see.
And you're buying Alibaba though, right?
How about Alibaba? But Alibaba's listed on NASDAQ or NYSE.
Let me look on Robinhood here. Yeah, so Tencent is here.
You can buy options on it?
And no, I can only buy stock. Can't buy options.
Okay. I'll look it up. I mean, that would be something I would be interested in buying, actually.
It's interesting. They aren't up very much either.
Surprising, right?
So for the past year, they're up by 10%. And for the past 3 months, they're only up 3% or 2.5%. But they didn't have a big dip in March either. They only had like a 13% dip, or I guess maximum 20% dip.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that could be a strong one. So I'll look at that tonight. All right.
Thanks for watching, guys. That is our show for today. It's a little bit of a drab day, not much going on, but hopefully tomorrow with my additional $1,000 buy-in and Ming using his $800 in cash for something, we will see some major movements. Really looking forward to tomorrow. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. We'll see you tomorrow.